Russia is willing to keep its forces in Syria despite the potential losses incurred because the Kremlin believes that the benefits outweigh the costs. From the Russian perspective, Moscow's campaign in Syria affords the Kremlin invaluable combat experience that is helping it to refine the capabilities of its military forces. The use of our armed forces in combat conditions is a unique experience and a unique tool to improve our armed forces, Russian President Vladimir Putin said during a televised public question-and-answer session on June. No exercises can compare with actually using the armed forces in combat conditions. In the Kremlin's view, one of the most important reasons for Russia to continue its campaign in Syria is to further refine its newly developed precision-guided strike capability. Syria is not a shooting range for Russian weapons, but we are still using them there. Our new weapons, Putin said. This has led to the improvement of modern strike systems, including missile systems. It is one thing to have them, and quite another thing to see how they fare in combat conditions. Also proven to be important for Russia's defense industry, which has gained valuable insights into how the Kremlin forces use their hardware in combat. When we started to use these modern weapons, including missiles, whole teams from our defense industry companies went to Syria and worked there on site. It is extremely important for us to finalize them and figure out what we can count on when using them in combat conditions, Putin said. It has proven to be more than just a proving ground for Russia's military technology. The Syria campaign has helped Russia to further develop its military leaders and provided its officer corps with actual combat experience that in turn has allowed Russian forces to vastly improve their tactics, techniques and procedures. And a large number of officers and generals go in Syria and take part in these hostilities began to understand what a modern armed conflict is, how important communication, intelligence, interaction between all arms units and formations is, how important it is to ensure the effective operation of the aerospace group, aviation, ground forces, including special operations forces. Putin said this has enabled us to take another major step in improving our armed forces. Michael Kaufman, a senior research scientist at the Center for Naval Analysis specializing in Russian military affairs, noted that the Kremlin's war in Syria has proven to be invaluable to Moscow as a de facto live-fire training range. Much of the senior military staff has rotated through Syria, and so has a substantial percentage of the Air Force. Kaufman said most of the district commanders and combined arms army commanders have spent time on staff in Syria. Syria is now the good war, designed to bloody the Russian armed forces and a sustainable training pipeline for senior officers.